All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Empty shelves, egg shortages hit supermarkets as Sainsbury's sells out. Lidl ration boxes and Wetherspoons forced to change menu. Now these are UK supermarkets. Any equivalents that you have over there in the States, but these are UK based and European based stores where a lot of individuals in the UK go there to buy your daily groceries, your weekly groceries. And egg shortages have hit all major stores. Supermarkets have warned shoppers of egg shortages, with some stores rationing how many they can buy. And when was the last rationing? Remember, during World War II, they would ration goods and services. They'd give you a certain amount of chocolate. They'd give you a certain amount of oil to fry things in. They'd probably give you like 1 egg per week per individual. It's coming back to that same sort of element again. But obviously, this is going to be amplified to a greater level, where there's going to be no food. Because even in the UK and Europe at that time, especially in the UK, they weren't eating each other. Okay, it's going to get to that point, right? Because cannibalism is definitely coming back. Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Lidl have put up notices in some of their shops warning of supply issues. I even spoke to my mother because she goes and buys, olive oil and sunflower oil and things of that nature just to, fry things. And she'd buy like a container, which is about 1.5 liters. And she was only allowed to buy 1. Okay, usually she buys 3 or 4, so she's covered for several months or a couple of months. So the rationing has started already. Okay, there's other elements. Look, the stores are bare. You go there if you want to buy turkey, because I buy a lot of turkey, which is a leaner meat, chicken. What they are doing by design is storing up goods and services. They'll put it in front of you. It goes quickly, but they'll bump up the prices by a few quid, and then they'll come back 2 weeks later and put it back to the same prices. So they're basically playing with people's emotions. Why are they prices going up and down? But the prices have skyrocketed in every single way. They've gone up by 25 to 30% in some cases. And it's going to really get to the point where people are going to be throwing their money in the street, and your gold and silver and all that you got stocked up is not going to even really help anymore. Okay, so we're really coming to obviously, and on the flip side, 2023 is prophesied as what they're saying online is that it's going to be the year from hell. Yeah, and shelves are looking like this. We are currently experiencing supply issues. Of course, they're currently experiencing supply issues. They're stocking up all the goods and services. For the war to come. They're saving up for the soldiers. They're not going to give it to you guys. The food is there, but it's all done by design to starve people out, to bring a demise to this kingdom. Okay, which is a beautiful thing. But for the people that are walking in the dark and don't have the light shining on them, for them it's like nothing but grave darkness. Nothing to look forward to. So what they do is they try and make a celebration out of every small thing, so they can party and sort of enjoy themselves. Okay, a Lidl store in Wokingham is limiting customers to 3 egg boxes. Okay, which is about 18 eggs. There's usually about 6 eggs per container, unless you're buying like a tray of 2 dozen eggs. Customers can buy a maximum of 3 egg boxes in one Lidl branch. Lidl is a German-based or a Dutch-based supermarket that's based here in the UK branch, and shelves were almost empty in Sainsbury's shop. Okay, Sainsbury's is a counterpart of Tesco's. Not counterpart of Tesco's, it's a rival of Tesco's. It's another supermarket. And there are fears more stores will also have to ration eggs amid shortages. Amid a shortage. Okay. Okay. Supply chain issues, yada, yada, yada. It is understood that a lot of birds that died were broiler chickens, those reared for consumption rather than laying eggs. They're killing the animals. They're killing the animals, and it's done by design. Okay. Anyway, let's go to another story as well. Ketchup and up. From ketchup to bread, how costs of Brits' favorite brands has doubled in the past 2 years. And prices are going to keep rising. Look at that. You got the ketchup, tomato ketchup, Heinz, which everybody knows worldwide, gone up by 53%, and that's a significant amount, man. Seriously, if you're paying like £2-3 for a bottle of that already, and then it goes up by another pound and a half, that's like £4 or £5 you're paying almost. Dolmio lasagna sauce, Dolmio bolognese sauce, cream of chicken soup, 44%. The highest here is what, 53%. Shoppers are now paying double than they were 2 years ago. And when did all this thing start with the lockdown and the 19? It'll be 3 years, March 2023. Okay, so we're looking at over 2 years. Okay, so for the initial beginning of the 19 so-called epidemic, okay, it was slowly. It was slow. The process of prices increasing. So by September, Octoberish, which will be 2 years, October, Novemberish 2020, that's when the prices started going up. Prices were semi-normal up until that point, or what they call normal in this world, right? Shoppers are now paying double than they were 2 years ago for some big-name food brands as food giants raise their costs above inflation. It's like that analogy of the frog boiling in the water. They're slowly inflating it. Because I was just having a thought the other day, just a sideline, how things used to be 25 years ago. And I remember, like, a lot going on, right? How things used to be run, how the old world was, okay? From the 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s. And then slowly they start changing things, and you just think it's always been like this. But really, it hasn't always been like this, okay? You sometimes forget. I remember we used to have half-penny coins, half a pence. I remember you could go to the store with 10 pence, which is about 10 cents, and come back with 20 pieces of candy as a child. Okay? I remember the pound notes, physical paper notes. I remember with a pound, which is like $1 in America, right? You could buy a whole lot of candy, a can of soda as a child. Now you can't hardly buy anything with a pound anymore. It's like the frog boiling in the water, in the boiling water analogy. They're slowly turning up the heat, changing things around you, normalizing, walking down the street with your head down, you're always in your phone, nobody looking up, like that movie, Don't Look Up. Okay? People being run over, women falling off balconies, taking pictures in stupid positions in stupid areas. I know I'm all over the place, but, just these things pop up in your head. Heinz tomato ketchup has jumped 53% or 91 pence. And 91 pence is a significant amount, especially for people that are on a budget, especially for people that, I don't give a shit. I don't really give a crap about the, other nations, but for Jake especially, that are on a budget, that have a number of children, that are living, what we call the equivalent of the projects in America will be the council flats that we have here in the UK, which predominantly Jake and Jake foreigners that live there, Don't get it twisted. Jake is doing better compared to these heathens now, but there's still Jake significant that are suffering, because collectively we are a people. But then there's within that number, a lot of us are doing. A lot of Jake is doing well, or significantly better than heathens. But a lot of Jake is still suffering, man. It hurts when you see them begging, which is very, very seldom I see them. It's mainly heathens that I see, or Edomites, and it hurts when you see that. It hurts when you see them strung out. It hurts when you see, what looks like to be an Israelite woman selling herself so she can buy her next fix of crack or heroin. It just hurts. And then you got the people strung out on drugs, and then you got them begging. It hurts when you see that, because the Lord has made us in a way where we're very merciful. I have that nature. Like, I see a child and that I feel really some kind of way about it. Like that's suffering. I understand, when these things happen to children, it's the Lord's doing, pursuant to Isaiah 45 verse 7. But that feeling just overwhelms me sometimes, especially if you're a father, you've got children yourself and you bring them up yourself. The hell that Jake goes through being from a single parent household, and your woman stepping out on you and all that kind of thing, and then you got to raise your children yourself, like I've done. So you feel it, So lucky I'm all over the place, but these thoughts just pop in my head because it's like it's all engulfed around the hell that Jake's going through. Damn the heathen, man. They can go through hell because they've lived deliciously long enough. Heinz tomato ketchup has jumped 53%. Okay, we checked that out already. Here are the top branded products with the biggest price hikes. Okay, pretty much everything's gone through the roof. Because like if you want to buy fresh meat, I go to a place, either a Jake. Usually I go to a Jake place. I don't go to an Edomite store to buy, from a butchery, right? Like for example, if you're buying a kilo of mince, that's gone up by about 3 to 4 pounds, for a kilo, which is about 2.2 pounds. It's gone quite expensive. It hasn't gone through the roof yet, but it's getting to that point. Where in America the prices have gone crazy, like a tray of chicken at $20. But it's getting there. We're like at the halfway point here in the UK. Because obviously America's going to get hit worse because America is ground zero. But don't get it twisted; it's going to come here too, just as hard. Okay, we don't want to go. I don't want to. Okay, basically the prices are going up, and then on the flip side, you got so many companies, cutting jobs. Okay, we already know about Amazon, and Amazon is a place where a lot of people buy their things. Okay, and Amazon is suffering right now, and a lot of people are basically buying whatever they can online because they've dropped the prices on certain significant things or general household things. So people are going to buy that and store up on it, be it bathroom tissue or wet wipes or I don't know, whatever that will be needed for them. You can even do your grocery shopping on Amazon. Okay, and what's this going to lead to? Huh? More heartache, more stress, more pressure. Because obviously, if prices go up for food and people aren't working, people are going to go nuts. Because when people don't have nothing to lose, when people don't have nothing to lose anymore, and they've got to the point where it's like a Coke bottle. You shake it and shake it and shake it. Not that I drink Coca-Cola anymore, but you shake it and shake it and shake it, and you open up the lid. What's going to happen? It's going to be a mess, and that's what's going to happen, man. Yeah. What else? Look at that. Kazoo to cut 750 jobs in the UK and Europe amid recession fears. Okay. What is Kazoo anyway? I don't know. I think it's... What do they do? Oh, yeah, used car dealers company. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this is. I think a lot of people are going to do job sharing as well. Okay, that's not going to do that. That's a government website. Meta, 6 days ago. 5,000 strong workforce to be cut. And just remember this as well. In the UK, right? UK is a very small island. Okay, you can fit. I've said this before numerous times, right? You can fit England into Texas 5 times. So all these layoffs, all these price hikes, okay, it's going to lead nothing to but destruction, which is what you want. Society is going to fall. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be every man for themselves, okay, and everyone's going to be a target. Even the police, the centurions of the society are going to be worried about protecting their home. Like in World War Z when Brad Pitt, in that scene where he's in the supermarket grabbing a few bits and pieces for his family, and a copper runs in with with a rifle or something, and he has a rifle in his hand. And he puts his arms up, but the copper just runs past him and grabs baby formula. Because you think the police are going and the centurions are going to care when that time comes? Or you're jaywalking or whatever the F, or you got a weapon, you got a knife in your hand. They're not going to care. They're going to be worried about their own families, which they should, because it'll be every man for themselves. Okay, and as mentioned again, 2023 is mentioned as a year from hell. Okay, so Esau's putting all these bits of information out there and normalizing it so it gets into your psyche, so it's going to be part of that, which is good because society is going to fall. Okay, the world is not going to ever go back to normal, which is a good thing. F this place. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg says, sorry, as Meta confirms global job losses will hit UK's 5,000 strong workforce as Facebook and Instagram owners announces 11,000 layoffs worldwide, with hundreds also tipped to go in Ireland. Okay, and that's a significant amount. Okay. Okay, Facebook's UK employee headcount is swelled from 3,745 in 2020 to 5,148 in 2021, with a vast majority based in London. Meta said it would pay 16 weeks of base to those affected in the US, plus 2 additional weeks for every year of service as part of a severance package, which isn't really going to mean much, especially when the financial system is about to crash. Okay, they're basically giving you the wounds, right? Pressure from above, pressure from below. They're controlling both sides to create a narrative that they want to control. Okay, so they're basically jabbing you, uppercutting you, and almost knocking you out. And then at the same time, they're sending in a nurse to patch you up partially, but you're still wounded. And then they're hitting you again, then patching you up again, then hitting you again. Okay, this is what they're basically doing. Okay, I just want to go into, what's the Amazon one? Amazon, where is it? Not that one. Oh yeah. Okay, it's only 48 seconds.
Look at an intraday. As for Amazon, let's take a look at an intraday chart. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like. I almost thought we could see it in the green. So Amazon earlier today, of course, we had that interesting announcement from Jeff Bezos to CNN saying that he plans to give away the bulk of his wealth over the course of his lifetime. That seemed one reason that Amazon was down. But on this spike higher, we just received an announcement that Amazon is planning to cut 10,000 workers as soon as this week. This, of course, following that announcement that you were talking about, Guy, last week, saying that there was a hiring freeze. When I left my desk, I thought that we might see Amazon turn into the green. Right now, not so much, taking a U-turn back down about 2%. Maybe investors want to see this company do more, Guy. The stock down 40% on the year. So investors, traders really want to see what they're going to do to help out their operations.
This New York Times.
Oh, yeah, same thing again. Amazon announced it's 10,000 layoffs, and that's a huge amount, significant amount. 2 Esdras 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay. The world abideth forever. Okay. The world is not going to end. It will explode. Okay. This world is going to be just refreshed. There's going to be a new management system. Okay. To put it in layman's terms, a new CEO. Okay. Okay. The owner is going to be Malak HaMashiach Yahushai. I mean, the major owner is going to be Abba Noah Yahweh. Underneath Abba Noah Yahweh is going to be our king, Malak HaMashiach Yahushai. And under them, our king, Israel, King David and Israelites, the apostles, the 12 apostles, 144,000, etc., etc., etc. Okay. 2 Esdras 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world. His world is ending. He's had his rulership. His time is up. He's lived deliciously. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay. Second Esdras 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So what they're doing is, like I mentioned earlier, what Tesco's doing is sometimes they put the things back to normal prices, the products and services, and then they bump it up a week later and then double it. So they're basically playing with you. And a lot of people that are still working and thinking, okay, yeah, things are cheap, and their head is basically not. They're not being circumspect. They're not being wise. They're not knowing. They basically don't even watch news or news from specific websites to see what's going on in the world. They don't really care. They're playing Fortnite or just gaming, whatever they're doing. Just basically, their world is in what do you call those programs? Like Hollywood Housewives or something, or one of them Jake programs. What are they called? Where they're just basically filming them their day-to-day lives. They're just basically stuck in clubbing and whatever they basically do in trying to get involved in the last bit of mirth that's available. Okay, which is dwindling. Okay, because ain't nothing going on anymore, especially around here. Especially in London, because London's not the same anymore. The city. Okay, there's a few places that's okay, but when the music is trash, people aren't really going to get down like that. Not like they used to 25 years ago. 2 Esdras 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth. Victuals is food. things of that nature. Okay, let's get just the definitions just to be sure. Food or provisions. Food or provisions. Food, okay. Behold, food or provisions shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. A lot of people think that it's okay. A lot of people think that, they're secure in their six-figure salaries or whatever amount of money they earn, and they can make do. They can sort of get by. They're okay. They're saying, I've got my money saved up. I've got my pension coming in. I've got X, Y, and Z. I've worked 25 years. I've got 100 grand in this account. I've got 30 grand in that account. Whatever amount of money they have. So they're pretty much secure because that's what they feel. And a lot of people that are doing well as well, YouTube stars or making a lot of YouTube money. People are making a hell of a lot of money just from reacting to watching movies online. You're watching somebody else react to watching a movie online. People watch that shit. So a lot of people are making money. So a lot of people think that they're okay in that respect because prices are going up and down. So they're pressure from above and pressure from below again. Okay. But once the prices start going skyrocketing, you want to buy a plate of fish and it starts off at £10 and then half an hour later it's at £100, then you're going to really feel it. Okay. And then when the financial system crash comes, which is going to be Revelation 13:16, then they're going to give you the C to the H to the I to the P, the C-hip, okay, the charagma, root word charax, which means to insert or sharp inserted object in the flesh, which is the RFID C to the C-hip, okay, that's Revelation 13:16, okay. And let's go below here, get more into this. 2 Corinthians 16:21. Let's go to 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. That's what's going to happen. Not much food coming in, not a lot of food, definitely not sharing. People share and people give things when times are good. Let's see keep that same energy when times are bad. People ain't going to give a SHIT, okay? And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay, so if you escape hunger, okay, the sword will destroy you, okay? Because they want to eliminate people off the planet Earth anyway, to bring a population down to a certain level, Or, for example, let's just say you've got families starving, your kids, your wife and all that, but your wife looks good. As foul as it is, they're going to take you out and your children, and they might eat your children because a lot of people that have tasted human flesh saying that baby flesh or young flesh is most tender and tastiest to them. And Edomites have said that out of their own mouths. And then you've got, if you've got an attractive woman or a daughter who's 16 years old plus, because 16 is the legal age for a boy and a girl to have sex here in the UK. Okay, I'm focusing on the UK. Okay, but there's people out there that they'll grab up a 16-year-old girl, 25-year-old girl, whatever. And if you've got an attractive, females in your family or your wife is attractive, they're going to take her too because they're going to be spoiled. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, like you see dog shit in the street. Okay? Right? Now they've got rules and regulations where you've got to pick up your dung and put it in a bag and dispose it in a container or a bin that has specifically been designed for dog poop. Okay? I remember in the 80s, there was dog shit everywhere. Man, Esau didn't clean up nothing. It was all over the sidewalks or the pavements here in the UK. Because Esau loves dogs more than they love humans. Okay, nothing wrong with taking care of your animals. I'm just saying, but you know how Esau is with animals. Job 30:8. Okay, should come into mind. Okay, that they're foul like that as well. Right? And the dead shall be cast out as dung in the street. There's going to be dog poop everywhere. They're going to be dead people in the street. People are going to be walking over them, walking around them, and not giving a crap. And there shall be no man to comfort them. No one's going to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down, like in the I Am Legend. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Okay, what they're going to sow it with when the seeds are, prices are through the roof, and are they going to be there long enough to grow it? And by the time it grows and they can eat it, they're going to be dead. Because there'll be no men anyway, because they'll be killed off or eaten or whatever's going to happen to them, or whatever the outcome is. But for the elect, whoever they are in the earth, you be circumspect, you be wise as serpents, as harmless as doves. You pray to the Lord, you do what you can in righteousness, in terms of whatever the Lord has blessed you. You pray in the name, facing the east. You be wise in terms of there's nothing wrong with getting, some lighters stored up. Lighters to maybe light some candles or to start a fire. Maybe getting yourself some a mobile barbecue set, one of them things that you can put coals in. So if the heat does go out in the house, they switch off the electricity. Maybe you can, if you've got a garage in your back garden, you can maybe sit there, and the family could sit around it and warm up. I'm just coming out with different ideas, different things that you can use. There's nothing wrong with getting a couple of liters of extra water, and I would suggest maybe tinned food as well. And you're not going to worry about the aluminium content in tinned food, because it's all about survival at this time and existing, up until the Lord returns. And if you're blessed enough to be beamed up into the chariots of the Lord, so be wise, man, because there are wolves out there, man, and Esau being the main one, the leader of the pack, and behind him are the rest of the heathens, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Okay, at the end of the day, for Esau, for him, this scripture will not come into mind, because this is the end of their rulership. They will never, ever, 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 ever rule again, be in power again, be the hunk that women of other nations and their own nation wanted. I mean, even in their power, man, they wanted Jake anyway. You know what I mean? Specifically, the Judite man onwards to the rest of the tribes. They wanted Jake with a Judite look, and they wanted that Rico Suave, sharp, tan-looking Northern Kingdom Jake. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these Jakes that are pool cleaners or that are work with these rich Edomite women in Beverly Hills, those Latin, Northern Kingdom brothers, they'd be dealing with the Edomite women while their husbands are away in business. It's foul, it's not right, but that's what happens, And same with the Judite brothers, even in their rulership, they ain't shit, but they make it look like that, that they're that they're the prime male, they're that prime male, when they're not, they're not. They ain't nothing. Okay, if there was something, they'd be the faces of the past. Okay, but what they've done is basically so-called whitewashed everything, and all key figures in this world, they've put their face there. Okay, they put their face there, making themselves to be something when they're not. Okay, I'm a little bit all over the place. Salake for that. So it's not good for them that this is ending, but it's good for Jake, good for us. Why? Because our captivity is coming to an end. Okay, and you can feel that there's a brighter day, and in your mind and your spirit, man, you want this place to go, and you cheer, you're ecstatic inside, saying, man, it's going to be ending. Obviously, there's Jacob's trouble you got to get through, and the charagma aspect, and Adawan Ratazar, a lot of Jakes out here will get power, whoever they are in the world. The Lord will, press that on button and ignite their spirit, and where they'll be able to do things which are out of the ordinary for a lot of people. But we're expecting to see that, because a lot of these Jakes are going to get power, going to help other Jakes, they're going to heal them too. They might even heal some people that have taken the snake bite, the juice. So this is a great thing, because you want this place to end. So better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit. Okay, you've got to be patient. As they say, patience is virtue, right? And so you've got to be patient until Yahushua returns. It's not easy, because you want this place to fall overnight, but we've got to be patient, and it's better than the proud in spirit, and Esau is a proud MFer, man, Ephesians 5:15. See then ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? Do your due diligence. Know where you're going at certain times. Know where your family members are going. It's not the time to be hanging out all hours, especially, this is once for the ladies. Dress appropriately. You have to go out at night. or you have to work, whatever. If you got a husband or a brother or whatever, let him pick you up. Just be careful, because times are serious. Times are serious. I'm just giving a little example there. Walk circumspectly. Be aware. Okay. A lot of these people with their mobile phones all constantly down looking at them are not aware. They're not being circumspect. That's why they get run over. That's why they take pictures in stupid places. They can take pictures in standing in a river, and the river comes in so fast, knocks them down, and they drown. Like in India, a whole Elamite family drowned, because one idiot was standing under a waterfall, and it was like a area where whitewater rafting happens. And whitewater rafting, if you've ever done it, is quite severe. Okay, and if you can't swim, you're effed. And even if you can, if the Lord's got it in for you, you're gonna get it. Okay, and so you got to just be wise. Like as for example, when you cross the road, you're being circumspect. You're stopping. You're looking right and left. You're listening to see if a car's coming down the road. Okay, and if you can't hear anything, you're going to cross the road wisely. And that's the kind of information you give to your child if they're going to school, whatever age they are. When they get to a certain age and they can go to school. So just an example there of being circumspect. Okay, verse 16 of Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. The days are evil. Okay? Evil days are coming. Okay? Evil days are coming. Go verse 17. Wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai is. Okay? We know what's coming. Adawan Ratazah, the Lord will give you signs letting you know that you're going to be okay, or maybe give you dreams or visions. Verse 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Nothing wrong with having a drink. If you want to get nice, to a certain level, but still have your sort of senses about you, do it at home. Don't be drinking in the street. Okay, this ain't the 90s where you get your cups and you're standing around a park bench like we used to back then. Because back then it was legal to drink outside here in the UK. It never was in the States or Canada, as far as I know. But then they banned that in 2007. They banned that where you can't even have an open container anymore. Like back in the day, you could walk down the road with a beer bottle, finish it, chuck it in a bin. But there are hardly any bins anymore. So there's there's trash everywhere in the streets, and this is more and more looking like that dystopian future that Esau wants. And they want to put the dystopian movies in your face and dystopian future in your face so that you feel that you have no other way but to take the charagma so you can have some kind of normalcy back. But a lot of you that are going to take the charagma like you took the snake bite are going to be effed anyway. Okay? And you're going to die a horrible death. Okay, so serious times are coming. Okay? It's time to gird up and watch the men of the Lord, the men of Great Millstone, the apostles on down, and learn from them. Other than that, all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom.